This is Wayne Ross at Seekers of Truth in Boise, and we're going to be going today into the first session on resolution, which is the fourth key tenet of this whole thing that we've been doing for the past couple of months. So if you've been seeing the videos online, we've been making a little journey, and if you haven't, you have no idea what I'm talking about, we've been trying to make a little journey, and there'll be a quick little review to help us out with that. So again, as we said in the past, the real purpose of this time on these days is just to come together and talk about commonalities that we can see, experience, find out about, research, different religious groups, spiritual groups, whatever. We looked at some psychology, we looked at philosophy, we looked at all different kinds of stuff over the last couple of months with those first three tenets that we were looking at with the setup of those that we have here: harmony, bliss, and faith, which takes us to the fourth tenet, that being resolution. And it's perfect time, as it's the first of the year, and people always talk about New Year's resolutions, and those always fall apart. So I thought this was the right time to see what we can actually do with that. So the first thing is coming to an understanding of the definitions that we want to work with, because there's multiple definitions for resolution. So the act of resolving or determining upon an action, course of action, method, or procedure, or the mental state or quality of being resolved or resolute, firmness of purpose. So either one of those works in this instance. It's up to anybody to determine. Like I said, there's a lot more different definitions, but these ones will definitely fit our purpose. Setting a course and committing to that course. So this is what it's going to do. It's really going to help us to move from investigation to application. Looking at the stuff with a common definition and terminology to then see what we can do ourselves to apply these pieces. Because why are we talking about it if we ain't going to do anything with it? So again, the fourth key tenet being resolution. We've got our image of our whirling dervishes again from the Sufis there from a couple times back. So you'll see some images from some of the previous conversations as well. Tenet 1, where we started, was harmony. 3 sessions on that. Then we had 3 sessions on bliss, and then 3 sessions on faith. And there are also video links for these slides online on the YouTube channel. The one for faith should be coming in the next day at least, so that those will all be there as well. And so what I did is I went back over the notes and the 3 sessions for each of these and came up with just a very generic working definition, which I can go back to because we're going to be doing a little brainstorming. That's the reason we've got some stuff to write with. So harmony for this understanding, a state of being in which we are prepared to help others. We talked about how if we're not happy, we can't make others happy. If we're not solid in our job, our life, whatever, it's going to be very hard to pass that on to others. And we know if others are happy and we're happy, then things just seem to go a little bit easier. So that state in which things are going well and constructive, and you're in that place where you can really reach out to others as they need. Bliss, the state of being in which we are living life to our best ability. Everybody has different ways of determining this, what it means. Some people are happy here and others are happy here, and those are all open. So this definition here, living life to our best ability, living with, as Joseph Campbell had said, living your bliss, essentially, going forward with that. And then faith, the state of being in which we are focused and have a clear understanding of who we are. So this was the topic where we had an extra session, more of a little round table, even trying to define faith because it's not just a one simple thing to work with, because there's so many different contexts for the term. But in this one here, we are focused, and we know, we have an understanding, we have faith, we have a belief of who we are and our place. So, step one, oops, that would be the next one. There it is. Step one in our application and brainstorming. Resolve to complete one act of each of the first 3 tenets this week. So we're going to brainstorm some ways that we can accomplish that. Some things that we might be able to do, and then I'll add them to the list here and have them in the slides as well. Come on, there we go. So, one of our previous images too, a giveaway. So, we want to think, what are some possible acts of harmony, possible acts of bliss, possible acts of faith that we could do individually ourselves throughout the week. And you don't have to say exactly what you would do, but what are some things that we could brainstorm as something that anybody could do as an act of harmony. First thing I thought of was to reach out to somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time. You know, a check-in. So that would be something that I would put under harmony, like a check-in. We have all the means for text, phone, video, whatever kind of stuff, so it doesn't seem like that would be too hard of a deal. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about spending money and you know, taking a bunch of clothes to the family or anything like that by any means. This is just small things that we could do to maybe aid or assist or help in any kind of aspect as we saw it. Anybody got anything for any of the 3 areas? It could be something actionable.
Have to involve others, or can it be a one person thing?
No, it does not involve others because some of it's working on the individual too.
Meditation could fit in any of those 3.
Okay.
Probably more harmony, but
So just taking the time to actually set it aside and meditate, right? Which, again, people say they're going to do, but doesn't mean they're going to do it. What else? What kind of things could we throw in? I'll go back into. So let's go all the way back. So harmony, state of being in which we are prepared to help others. So preparing ourselves with some meditation, reaching out, checking in on somebody.
self-care.
Okay, self-care. What about saying hi to a neighbor?
That's good.
I know where we've been living in that house for, 7+ years and still don't know all the neighbors' names. We have a couple that moved in kitty corner across the street. Get close to 9 months, 10 months ago now. Haven't met him yet, so, you know, those little things. What else? What could we put down? And again, these aren't things that we have to do. These could be things that others could do, so. And I could roll it back through as well. So we've got checking in, meditation, self-care, saying hi to a neighbor, under harmony. Bliss, the state of being in which we are living life to our best ability. So for me, that's like doing something you've always wanted to do and just going and doing it, maybe. I don't know.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Self-care would also fall under this, like you said.
do something that you always wanted to do.
Yeah, maybe just spend some time outside.
That could definitely help, especially if it keeps being down into the 20s here. So we've got form and harmony, form and bliss, meditation, treat yourself, self-care, being outside, going or doing something you always wanted to do. Faith, state of being in which we are focused and have a clear understanding of who we are.
Two things. One, reading about your other religions or belief systems.
Okay.
Second thing is where does it sound personality quizzes like the Enneagram or the Myers-Briggs to help you understand who you are.
Yeah. Therapy can also help, but that's a bit more expensive.
Yeah, therapy.
Or you'd said reading about other religions, if possible, attending. Like even down the street, there's a Buddhist place over here, so
Yeah.
attending a workshop or a class that's related to this, you know, who we are, what we feel, etc. Like, again, those discussions that we had on faith were so wide, dealing with expressions of faith like pilgrimages, things like that. So that's sort of like in that vein of a pilgrimage, going to a workshop, a special class, a study, or something like that, just to find out what others are doing, anything in that realm. So yeah, so we've got meditation, reading about the other religion, personality quiz, therapy, attending workshop classes, or any others that could fall in there. These are just like the brief sketch of what I pulled from those slides that we had for the first 3 sessions. And it's very, very easy follow through. Just the next step. Come on, so touchy. We'll meet back up for session 2. It's like a debrief. Report out acts resolved to do and the outcomes that we observed. So just picking one, maybe it was reaching out to somebody and, I didn't get hold of them, but I tried.
Yeah.
It's just putting it to action, not just talking about things, but what can we do with those? Where do we go and take these steps next? Because number 4, this idea of resolution and resolving to do things for ourselves and others leads to the 5th tenet, that being of freedom. And it's another huge term like faith that has all different types of context behind it. That I firmly believe that if you don't have these 4 in line, harmony, bliss, faith, resolution, you can't be free. They're all like these building blocks that we get to put together. So, again, so for this, we've moved out from research and investigation, and if this is anybody's first time just checking this out, it's a little bit fuller explanation in the other videos. Take a look back at those and see what the conversations were about, which will more make sense out of this. The purpose, of course, is to have good conversations, but what are we going to do with those conversations? We need to push narratives a little bit further and push ourselves too. So, thank you everybody for coming down, and hope to see you soon, and check out what we've got going for the new year. Have a great day.